you on. This is the Daily Dozen, presented by Champions Round.
You hear that music? It's football season, baby. Welcome to the Daily Dozen. My name is Jason Gold, joined by Jeff and Joey. We're here to preview the Hall of Fame game between the Las Vegas Raiders and the Jacksonville Jaguars. And let's gamble on it, baby. $12 to win $1,200. If you go 12 for 12 on these Hall of Fame game props, you have until 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern to lock in your picks for the Hall of Fame game. Again, you don't have to be perfect to get rich with Champions Round. Get 7 or more correct, and you are a winner. You get into the Champions Club. Let's get into these props. We've been waiting all offseason for a little football, and us degenerates are absolutely ready to send our entire bankroll at this stupid game that means nothing. I cannot wait to bet $1,000 on Jake Luton in this fucking stupid game. It's going to be great. Are you guys as excited as I am?
Oh, man, yes.
Bring it on, man. Football and betting on football. Sounds good to me.
That speech you just made got me hyped. So.
Let us add to the stream our props for Daily Dozen for today, August 4th. Here we go. First one on the board, Jaguars versus Raiders, total points 30.5. And let me start off the top by saying this number has been bet down significantly. It opened at 34.5. I bet it personally at 33.5. Then it went all the way bet down to 29.5. And you know what this degenerate did? He hit the over. And so we need a middle. We need 30, 31, 32, or 33 for a nice little banger today. But what side are you guys on? Total points 30.5 today.
You know what? I was really into the under when it was like 33, 32. And like you, Jason, I'm thinking now that it's gone down, I think the over might be the play. And the reason why I think this might go the way of over is because I think the Raiders are going to win this game, and they might win this game like 21-10, right? And that's obviously 31 points.
That's a middle, baby. That's exactly what we need, Jeff. Put that out in the universe.
I have my thoughts on this game and how I think it might play out and everything, and I'm really kind of curious to hear what you guys are going to say about it as well, because my angle on these prop bets kind of go hand in hand with what I think is going to happen in the game. So, like I said, I think the Raiders will win this game. I'll get into a little bit more specifics a little bit later, but I think the over might be the play on this, especially since it's going down. Maybe it went down too far. Perhaps your middle ground might be the winner there, Jason.
God, that would be so electric. So it is sitting at 30.5. I think it's probably going to end up staying there because there's so much money pouring in on the under. You may get a last second, maybe up to 31 if the betting market is a bunch of public players who want to get in on this. But my guess is we'll probably end up right at this number. Joey, kind of what do you think is going to happen, and which side of this do you like?
Well, the fact that it's the first game of the season, and it's the preseason game, and you are already betting the score to go in the middle just gets me so hyped up. Nothing says degenerate more than that. I love it. I've done that with so many games. Never a preseason game, but wow, what a sharp play. I'm going to go with the over on this one. It did go down. The line was trending down like crazy. 30.5 points is not a lot. This is still a professional football game with professional athletes playing in it. I don't care if you're a fourth string. So I think this one goes over.
A little hedge math for everybody out there. If you bet the half total on each side instead of a whole number, you're guaranteed a win and you only lose the juice and you create a middle. If you bet this at 29 and 33, you're liable to get a push on one of them, and then you lose a full side of one bet. Never do that. If you're hedging, only do half numbers. So there you go, your little gambling lesson for today.
I like it.
Let's get on to the next prop. First half total points, 16.5. Start with Joey here. What do you think?
I actually did take the under in this one. I'm kind of going against what I said in the over, but I think it's the game starts off low-scoring game, and that changes in the second half. So I'm going to go with the under on this one.
I respect the angle. Jeff, what do you think?
I'm thinking under as well in the first half, and maybe the second half is when the points kind of come around. You've got lesser talented players in that second half, and that might be the reason for a points barrage. So I kind of lean the under here as well. It may, however, be a 10-7 game at the half, and therefore that would be over. But if it's not, if we're looking at 10-0 or 13-0 or something like that, obviously then it's under. So I think there's more chances for it to be under than over in the first half, at least. So I like it also as under.
I am completely with you guys, and I agree on the point that first half under, second half over may be the way to play this. Speaking of the second half, total points 13.5. Sounds like all of us are taking the over there. All we need is 2 touchdowns.
That's right. And exactly. And we could see 20 points perhaps in the second half. But yeah, I like that. I like the call of second half over. It's usually the opposite in regular season, but because this is preseason and you're getting your lesser talented players in there, yeah, who knows what could happen? There could be a pick six, or points could just come out of nowhere. So yeah, I'll take the over.
I like it too. This might have to be our first ever Daily Dozen parlay. First half under, second half over. Kind of love that. Smash spot for us. Let's do it. All right. First quarter points, 7.5. What do you guys think? You think we're going to see more than 2 scores in the first half? Or do we think that Doug Peterson gets super aggressive, goes for 2 after first touchdown drive in the Hall of Fame game?
Joey, go first.
Yeah, I'm going to also go at the under on this one. Like I said, I think this game starts super slow, and I don't think things start picking up until late second quarter, second half. Going to go with the under on this one. I'm thinking maybe this first quarter finishes 3-0.
Jeff, what do you think?
Yep, I have the under as well on this. There might be a touchdown, or there might not. We could see 2 field goals, or we could see some 3 and outs quite a bit. So I'll take the under on 7.5, and I'm glad that it's 7.5.
Yeah, I think that I'm on the under of 7.5 as well. Actually, when I was doing the lines, I was debating between 6.5 and 7.5. Last night, I felt like there would be a touchdown. Now I don't think there will be. So maybe a little bit of a freebie here. I maybe should have set this at 6.5 for everybody out there, but oh well. Let's go Raiders total points 16.5. So Raiders were favored by 2.5 points in this game against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Starting quarterbacks we'll get to in a little bit, but Jake Luton versus who's the guy who threw 5 interceptions while he was when he was playing for Gruden back in the Peterman? No, he's not starting. It's
Stidham? Is it Stidham?
CJ Beathard?
You're right. It's Stidham. You're right. It's Stidham.
Yeah. Oh, you mean for the
Patriots
Raiders?
guy.
Yeah.
All right. So Stidham for the Raiders, total points 16.5. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking the over on this one. I think obviously besides any starting quarterback, Stidham is the best quarterback option that you have in this game. I think he has a career day. So I'm gonna go with Stidham. I'm gonna go with the over 16.5 for when he's in.
A career day. That's the best thing I've ever heard.
Career day at the Hall of Fame.
Career day is in 100 passing yards and maybe like 2 touchdowns.
Hey, Joey, can you do me a favor? Can you go back and clip that for yourself and put that out on social?
Career day.
Career day is maybe the funniest thing I've ever heard.
Career day for the Hall
of preseason game. That's the best thing I've ever heard.
That's good. All right.
Shoot. So
that's great.
I also agree with the over, or at the beginning of the show.
You agree with career day? All right.
No,
I like the mustard on that hot dog.
Yeah. No, I agree with the Raiders going over 16.5 because I said on the onset of the show here that I think the Raiders will win, and I gave you a point total of 21 points. So let's go with the over here and roll with the Raiders winning. And usually when you bet, you want to bet the way you think the game's going to go, and I like that. So I'll take the Raiders over 16.5.
Yeah, I'm going to do something spicy here. I'm just going to take the under on both team totals because that's the way that I foresee the game going. I think it's going to be like 14-10. Unfortunately, I think that I'm going to miss my middle there. So let's take the total points under 16.5 for the Raiders and then under 14.5 for the Jaguars. But if you guys have an angle on the over for the Jaguars, speak now.
I don't really have an angle for the Jaguars going over. I mean, we're looking at CJ Beathard and Jake Luton at quarterback. Kyle Sloter, maybe he gets in there a little bit, but there's no Trevor Lawrence, so there's no Travis Etienne. I think we'll probably see a lot of Snoop Connor. Maybe I don't even know if Christian Kirk's going to play, or even Marvin Jones, but we'll see Zay Jones. Laquan Treadwell might get some action here. Jamal Agnew, who did some good things last year for a cup of coffee with the Jaguars before he got hurt. Maybe he can do something. So, I mean, it's possible, but I still think the Raiders win this game. I think the Jaguars also struggle, probably around 12 points or less of a total is what I'm thinking. So under 14.5 is kind of right along the line with what I'm looking at as far as the game.
What are you thinking, Joey?
Yeah, I'm exactly what Jeff just said. I'm going with the under for those exact reasons. I don't see the Jags scoring more than 14.5 points. I just don't see it. Like you said, I really do think this game ends like 24-10, something around that range.
And Jeff, just to go back to your Kyle Slaughter point, yes, he's supposed to play today. I don't know why I know this, but degenerate mode. 74.5 passing yards is his player prop for today.
For Slaughter?
Yeah.
How do you say it?
Kyle Slaughter. I think he's going to be he might end up being the second quarterback to come in today and not Beathard.
Interesting.
From all of the deep dive research that I've done on the 8 articles on Google last night, seems like Kyle Slaughter is a QB2 for the Jacksonville Jaguars today. So enjoy that one. All right, let's get into some player props. I think we got 6 on the board. Jake Luton, total passing yards, 113.5. Big career day for the old Luton. What are we thinking?
I think Joey says yes.
Yeah, I'm also going to go with the over. I think he definitely gets the passing yards. Do I think he really does anything with it? Do I think points come from it? No, I don't. But I am going to go with the passing yards. No Trevor playing, so he's going to get the initial burn, and I think he's going to stay in for a decent amount of time. So I'm going to take the over 113.
All right, Jeff, what do you think?
I think this is a lot like trying to bet on the Pro Bowl because you never know like which quarterback's going to be in. I suppose they could switch them in and out, throughout the game. I don't think that's going to happen. I think one will play and then the other will, and the other one will rest and wear a baseball hat. So I kind of like the under just because what if they don't really play Luton as much? But this is one that I could definitely lose. I'm going to go with under, but man, I can see the over as well. But under is winning until it doesn't. So I'm going to take the under.
There you go. That is actually a very smart strategy. The under is winning until it's not. I love that. My hunch is that Luton plays the entire first half, and then Slaughter plays the third, and then Beathard plays the fourth. Generally how this thing works, if you're going to do 3 quarterbacks and you need to see your second stringer and see if you actually have a real backup quarterback. So can you get 113.5 in one half of game time, especially since we all think that the under is going to be slow? I think that I'm on the under total passing yards 113.5 too. But I don't know. Oregon State's finest, Jake Luton, could have a career day today. All right. Let's move over to Jared Stidham.
Yeah.
Your guy, 76.5. This is Joey's absolute smash spot. Maybe the best bet he's ever placed in his life.
Easy.
Over 76.5 passing yards. Is that what you're thinking?
Career day. Best QB on the field today. Best QB by far. 120 yards for him. 2 touchdowns. Absolute dominance. Oh, I was about to say something, but that's such a hot take that I'm not saying it. Stidham was an NFL starter at one point. You got to remember that. I think this is child's play for him. Don't sleep. Career day over.
I mean, I really want to hear that. I really want to hear the hot take.
Let's hear that hot take. Let's hear it, Joey.
No, because I honestly don't believe it. Because as soon as I got to say it, I was like, all right, never mind. Maybe that's not true. I was going to say Stidham could be an NFL starter, but
that's not that hot. I mean, it's not a good take. But it's not that hot.
No, I was going to.
Seattle's watching
way more aggressively. Say he should.
Yeah, I know. We've been on shows with you before. We know we knew where it was going.
Yeah, I'm taking the over this one. Career day.
I like the over as well, and I think it all comes down to his relationship with Josh McDaniel, right? So, with his experience in the past with the Patriots and with McDaniels, I think that Stidham is going to be very comfortable in there. He already knows the offense. This is his chance to kind of show that he belongs as the backup. So yeah, I like the over. I'm going to take that 76.5, and it might actually be over by like 20, 30, 40 yards. So I like this. I think that number is too low.
I'm probably with you guys. I'll probably take the over 76.5 also. I just don't know if he's going to end up being the first guy, second guy. I have no idea, but total passing yards over 76.5. I think that's probably a good bet. All right, a couple more on the board. Snoop Connor, Jeff's guy, total rushing yards 31.5. He said that you think you were going to see a lot of Snoop today. Does he love the over here?
Well, I just said that I think we'll see enough of him. I'm afraid to go overs on player props when it comes to small yardage like this, because there's a reason why that yardage is small. So I think, he could have this in one long run, right? But, man, I want to go over, but I usually like to go under when like these props are lower, like 30 yards rushing or less or so. That's telling.
Gotcha.
You know what? I will go over, but this is one of those that I could miss on as well. But I'll go with my gut. I think I'll go over.
That was a last second switch. Under, over. Anyone who's gambled ever knows exactly. You're hovering your mouse over the bet. You're like, which one am I clicking?
I can still change my mind on this. I haven't submitted my answers yet. So, but yeah, I'll lean over, and let's just say he gets like a 17-yard rush or something. That's going to help put that number to bed.
For sure. Joey, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm going to go with the under on this solely because I feel like in preseason games, you never really see a running back have like a crazy day. You never see these huge runs break. Probably he'll bust one out for like 10 to 15, but I'm going to go under. These props scare me. I feel like he's going to finish with like 27, and I'm just going to be rooting for 5 more yards, and just be miserable. So for that reason, like you said, Jeff, before, you're winning until you're not. So That's
true. I love the unders, man. Unders win more than you think.
Me too. I'm an under guy. I love betting unders and everything.
I'm going to go over here for a fairly specific reason. These teams have 5 preseason games because they're playing the Hall of Fame game. They just started camp a week and a half ago. I find it really hard to believe that their passing game is up to snuff where they can just air it out the entire time. I think that they probably have 20 or 30 scripted passes that they're going to use throughout the course of the game. Once you get to the fourth quarter, just get everybody out of there without an injury happening. And how do you do that? Run the ball, 34 dive. Joey knows what I'm talking about. Little Darren Sproles in Rhode Island. Fastest kid I've ever seen. So total rushing yards over 31.5. I think that Snoop is one of the guys at the end of the game who, he'll probably get, 6 or 7 carries in the fourth quarter. And I think that it'll lead to an over total rushing yards 31.5. We have 3 receiving player props. These guys should be interesting. Keelan Cole, total receiving yards 23.5. Joey, start with you.
I'm going to go with the over. I don't think he plays for too long, probably a half, maybe more than that. But I don't know. He's got Stidham throwing him the ball. So give me the over on this one. That's just not a lot of yards at all, 23.5. That's one play for him. So I'm going to go with the over on this one.
Yeah,
even if it's not Stidham, it will be Nick Mullins.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the over on this one. I feel like that's just too hard not to get. You have a better chance of him getting 2 receptions for 25 yards.
I'm going to go with the under on this. Keelan Cole is a veteran as far as what we're looking at, and usually veterans kind of get their time off for games like this. So I think that, he might have a couple plays, might get like a 17-yard gain at best, I think. But I think 23.5 is a little too high for a guy that may not be playing that much. So I'm going to take the under on Keelan Cole, under 23.5.
I wish that I could jump on the Jared Stidham career game over parlay with the Keelan Cole career game over. Unfortunately, I do agree with Jeff that the older guys tend not to play in these games. However, he doesn't have a guaranteed spot, so I would expect him to be on the field. I just think that they're probably going to try to get more work for the younger guys. They probably have a better idea of who Keelan Cole is and can be within this team. Therefore, we'll talk about a couple of or another Raiders player later, but I think he'll be on the field, but I don't think he's going to get the ball that much. So I'll take the under 23.5 receiving yards for Keelan Cole. Let's go and put up Laquan Treadwell, total receiving yards 20.5. We think that Jake Luton might throw it around a little bit. Who's he throwing it to? I have no idea. All the Jaguars receivers stink. So 20.5 for Laquan Treadwell, trying to make a, his 15th comeback of his career. What do you think?
I like this. I like the over on this. I think Treadwell has a lot to prove. He may, you know what? If he doesn't get the over, he might score and get the under, and that would just suck. But I think that Treadwell will have a decent game, and he could be someone who stays on the field a little bit longer than we think. Again, because he's got something to prove, and we've heard some good things about him in camp so far. So I'll take the over on Treadwell here. He might even get that in one play.
Yeah, we've heard. I've seen some good things about him coming out recently. That he's been kind of killing it. He is receiver, I want to say 4 or 5 in Jacksonville, which is pretty crazy. But I do think he stays on the field for a decent amount of time, longer than we think. So I think he's easily going to get this. I think he's going to lead the Jags in receiving yards this game. So over.
I like the over too, and I think the fact that they're trying to figure out exactly who he can be within this offense and within this team makes him a more likely candidate to get the ball. I do think that he'll probably be either the leading receiver or second leading receiver for the Jaguars today. So I'll go the over 20.5. He'll probably get that on 2 catches. Predicted stat line, I'll go 3 catches for 47 yards for Treadwell.
All right.
All right, last one up. Tyreek Johnson, total receiving yards, 17.5. Now, let me tell you something. This guy loves 50-yard bombs. Loves them. I think that he has a monster game. Put me over 50 yards for Tyreek Johnson today. I think that he catches a touchdown from the legend Jared Stidham, who's going to have his best career game ever. Give me Tyreek Johnson, first touchdown today. I don't know what the numbers are on that. I don't even know if they're going to be offered. But Tyreek Johnson, first touchdown. Joey, when this hits, clip it and send it out to the world.
Easy. Done. I agree with you. 100% agree with you. I mean, we're in a preseason game right now. Quarterbacks also have to prove themselves. Mullen's got to show something, and Stidham wants to show something. I bet he doesn't want to be playing in this. He's going to air it out 100%. Somebody's going to air it out. They want to have some fun. Slam the over on this one. I'm with you on this, Jason.
Yeah, I like the over as well, guys. Yes. I think that number is a little bit low. I already said that I think that the Raiders are going to do something, especially through the air. So someone has to be the recipient of that. Let's go with Johnson, 17.5. Again, he could also have that on one play.
All right, that does it for the Daily Dozen for the Hall of Fame game, Jacksonville versus the Las Vegas Raiders. You have until 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern to lock in these picks. Go 12 for 12, turn $12 into $1,200 at Champions Round. You don't have to be perfect to get rich. Hit 7 or more, and you are a winner with us. Good luck with all of your bets today. I'm sure that Joey, Jeff, and I will be smashing a lot of these picks in Daily Dozen and also sending out some other absolute monster bets on the preseason game that I cannot wait to get into. Tyreek Johnson, first touchdown. Got to find where that's at because that is a stone cold lock. Good luck with all your bets today. We will talk to you soon. See you.